Welcome, friends and family members, and thank you for coming today. We gather here not to mourn, but to celebrate the life of our old scratchy friend, the Netflix DVD. Friday, September 29th marks the Netflix DVD's final mailing date, after which hit films like The Scheme starring Jimmy Fallon and concerts like The Smooth Sounds of Josh Rouse will only be available to rent via the mail in our minds, and thus they can only be watched now at the very bottom of a streaming service we've never heard of. The DVD has lived a storied life. Invented in 1995, the digital video disc, also known as a digital versatile disc, has lived up to its name as being a disc that carries video versatilely. And for years, they were available to purchase at stores like Circuit City and rent at stores like Blockbuster. Alas, we lost those friends of ours many years ago too. In those days, returning a rental past its due date could incur a hefty late charge. And after Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings says he incurred a $40 late fee from Blockbuster for returning a rental of Apollo 13 6 weeks late, which, let's be honest, sounds pretty egregious, he and business partner Mark Randolph came up with the idea to start mailing movies in disc-size envelopes all over the country. Late fees be damned. Thus, in 1997, Netflix was born. In many ways, the world of more than 25 years ago was not that different from ours today. The first Netflix rental in 1998 was a copy of the movie Beetlejuice. And in 2023, Beetlejuice is a hit Broadway musical touring the country, during which our elected representatives are vaping, groping their boyfriends, and getting thrown out in the middle of the performance. And for years, the service remained true to itself as it mailed out more than 5 billion DVDs, even as it struggled, like so many of us, with the occasional identity crisis, like when the business was almost renamed Quickster for some reason back in 2011. But still, those days were good. A copy of Pirates of the Caribbean would cheerfully be slipped into your mailbox, leading to years and years of conjuring up images of Johnny Depp as the swashbuckling pirate Jack Sparrow, long before years and years of conjuring up images of whether or not a dog or his ex-wife took a in his bed. But alas, all good things must come to an end. Over the past several years, borrowing Netflix discs has endured as something of a side hustle, as the company's streaming business, introduced in 2007, has blossomed into a 238 million worldwide subscriber enterprise, with around $31.5 billion in revenue last year alone. Last year's DVD business was just $146 million worth of revenue, barely 0.5% of the streaming business. As one of the Netflix co-founders just told the Associated Press, the company always knew that DVDs would one day go away, and disc rentals were merely a transitory stop towards a streaming future. And while he notes it's a miracle disc rentals didn't disappear 15 years ago, back in April, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos wrote a blog post announcing the final season of Netflix DVD, thanking everyone who ever added a DVD to their queue or waited by the mailbox for a red envelope to arrive. After a 25-year run, Sarandos stated that the final discs would be mailed out on September 29, and today, that day has arrived. But today is not a day of mourning, indeed it is a day of celebration. While the 29th is the official last day discs will be mailed out, Netflix will not be charging anything for unreturned movies. You're free to enjoy them as long as you like. But in case your rental of 2003's The Scheme is not worth the time and aggravation that comes with watching it, because the god-awful film makes you want to shoot yourself in the head and remove your eyeballs, per these IMDb user reviews, discs can still be returned to Netflix until October 27. Of course, if you're holding out hope that you can keep building out a physical media collection in 2023, some lucky subscribers will receive an extra 10 discs in the mail that they'll be able to keep free of charge indefinitely. But while the fate of the Netflix DVD rental service has been sealed, the future of the DVD also remains in question. CNBC says that between 2006 and 2019, sales of DVDs plummeted 86%. And just this week, comicbook.com reported that some Target stores have stopped selling DVDs, Blu-rays, and CDs in physical locations, following moves documented on Reddit of Best Buy stores doing the same thing to physical media in recent years. But in spite of physical media's questionable future, many of Netflix's loved ones have burned a special video tribute in honor of the fine red envelope. And before we say goodbye, I'd like to play it for you. Does anyone here actually have a DVD player? I haven't used a disc in like 10 years.